couple of weeks ago, I said something feels really off. It feels like 2007, right? Because I read Deutsche Bank, they were exposed to $30 billion in private credit that was defaulting. And I thought, I don't know, man, this kind of sounds like 2007-ish, right before, Bear Stearns and Lehman Brothers, they all imploded. This is brilliant, man. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm telling you, this is brilliant. They said, we'll just make our own system. The only thing that gives the American dollar power is that it is tied to oil. That is the only thing that gives it so much power.
It's coming down 100%. There's no doubt. It just historically, if you look at the patterns, it's coming down.
Watch what happens in 10 years. This guy is the Rockefeller of the new age, man. Welcome everybody to the greatest hour on the internet.
Yes, sir.
We're praying to Yahweh, saying, Lord, please don't let the internet break, because so many people are coming here getting education, entertainment, enlightenment. What's up, everybody? I'm Steve K. Welcome to the CryptoCrush family. It is Wednesday, sir. April 1.
April 1st.
April 1st. With me is the great Amir Isaacs out of Tel Aviv. What's happening, brother?
I'm doing well. I'm doing great. How are you, my man? Been a rough morning over here.
I'll tell you what, when the guy who's been bombed all night and is going to get bombed all Passover says it's all good, or he says he's fine, how do you say anything but I'm doing great too? Like, how do you do that, right?
Oh, my God.
So you're surviving, but you had bad bombings yesterday. It's intensified.
Yeah, it was. A few of them were above our home, so it was like boom, right? So
yeah,
that's okay.
The good news is that Trump has said that they've been decimated and completely obliterated. So
can someone tag him in the comments?
Speaking of tagging comments, like and subscribe. And my son, Judah, we call him the prodigy, the technician, 17-year-old. One of the best traders I know, technical analysts I know. I say that sincerely. I know of a biased opinion. I'm so proud of this guy. Welcome, Judah. You had several weeks of many exams.
Yes.
Yeah.
Most of them are over, so.
But most of them are over. It's almost over. It's winding down. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. One busy month, but then I should be okay.
So one busy month.
My son, as you know, if you go to the other videos, you'll see his technical analysis. It's spot on. It's perfect. It's always to the exact dollar. But this morning, Judah, I came back into the house and Judah's in the kitchen. He's like, I don't understand what the big deal is about the Strait of Hormuz, Yeah. I'm like, what? It's such a small little thing. Who cares, man? It's nothing. I said, really? It's like,
compared to the Suez Channel, it's different, I think.
Yeah, the Suez Canal. You were talking about the different choke points, right? Because there's many choke points. You were talking about Suez Canal, the Panama Canal. Panama Canal, Suez Canal.
So important. There's such a technical position and puts you in such a position of power. When you can control one of these things, you have such a major position of power because it has such a major dynamics to it. Because imagine you right now, a corporate running, I don't know, let's say 1,000 ships, right? 1,000 cargo ships that are supposed to be going from Iran or whatever, from India to whatever, and you can't go through that, and it's supposed to get to Germany or to the Netherlands at the end of the day. And all those 1,000 cargo ships right now are being threatened, right? So that means to you, the meanings to you is that right now you need to probably triple or quadruple your security on each boat, right? And that's what a lot of X-units people usually go to work in many times. I don't know if you remember, Steven, there was the times where the Somali pirates were giving a really bad time for cargo ships over there in that area. So everyone who was in combat unit here, that was his job for the 2 years afterwards. And they were making a lot of money on those ships. right? So if you were willing to like disappear for half a year, you're gonna get real good pay. So because
Oh yeah. So what that does is everything becomes more
everything from
So-
security to the captain
No,
to the
but-
cabin crew to the everything.
We're gonna cover that.
Quadruples.
We're gonna cover that right now. Actually, let me just go back to something I said a couple of weeks ago. Before I know I'm showing you a screen here, but you're like, "What is this?" A couple of weeks ago, I said something feels really off. It feels like 2007, right? Because I read Deutsche Bank. They were exposed to $30 billion in private credit that was defaulting. And I thought, I don't know, man, this kind of sounds like 2007-ish, right before, Bear Stearns and Lehman Brothers, y'all imploded.
Yeah.
Right. And so these now are the numbers that just came out. This is private equity in America. These are American companies that are holding private equity, and there's massive defaults happening. Massive. So this is something we got to see. I'm mentioning it because we mentioned it weeks ago. I'm going to bring it into context today. So let me stop sharing that. Judah, let me show you. I thought, who else like Judah doesn't understand how important this is? So this is the Strait of Hormuz, right? Right here.
Yeah.
Qatar's here, right? UAE's here, Yemen, right? This is Dubai is here, Abu Dhabi, right? Oman, Qatar. So 20% of the world's oil comes through here. But what's interesting is for Europe, 40% of Europe's energy is coming through that thing.
Yeah, but Europe doesn't have any energy. Like, we're scared to drill, we're scared to buy oil.
Exactly.
Make
Holland sits on a lot of oil, the North Sea and gas. But the environmentalists have shut it down. So what happens? When you have that much stuff that goes through one place, then all of a sudden it's shut down, it creates a problem. So Amir was saying that, hey, you know what? You have to, you're gonna hire military, you're gonna hire captains, you're gonna take the risk, but it's gonna cost you money, right? So ex-veterans, this is how it goes. It's called force majeure. Now let me show you what that means.
The mesure.
The mesure. But let me go here.
And you have to also understand that region has always been, and I'm trying to look right now for a few, that region has always been since the beginning of time, since Egypt, since I'm talking like the Persian Empire.
Oh yeah,
that whole area for the last 3,000 years. There is literally a train that is, the train stations and the railways are there, and they're not active, right? So back in the Ottoman Empire, that was how they were moving energy or supplies or whatever from the eastern region to Europe or whatever. That's how they were controlling everything. And that's what the region was about to do. And I will say this also, I don't know if you've seen it, Stephen, but our prime minister came with some kind of a statement, and I don't like to believe him all the time, but he said that hopefully he will come out with new peace agreements that he will be able to share with us. Right, so I don't know what he's talking about, but maybe this situation brought the counter effect, because they wanted this war at the beginning, so this won't happen. So the Abraham Accord won't happen. But now the situation has got to the point where everyone is backs against the wall, that maybe they have to do this agreement now, and whatever.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna get to that because when you say backs against the wall, I want to show what that means, and to my son. So. What kind of shirt are you wearing? What's in it? You wearing some sort of sweater, Judah? What's some fancy name? What is it?
I have no idea, actually. I don't know.
He's always wearing name brand stuff, right? So like today, he got from Calvert Straat some name brand shirts or something, right? But here's the deal. That's getting shipped from Asian countries, right? And they go on these boats. So gas increases. And then the insurance has to increase, right? 500%. Then they've got to hire military folks. That increases. Then they're paying, I'm going to show you in a minute. But what you realize is suddenly everything starts getting really expensive. And this is where we were headed. I don't know if we're headed there still, but we were heading to a massive energy crisis. Now, here's the issue, right? This isn't just oil and gas. This is food, and this is fertilizer, because around 1/3 of the global seaborne fertilizer passes through the Strait of Hormuz. What does that mean? It means it's going to affect food production. So, and the other thing is this.
Shoes on your feet until the food in your mouth. Everything is going to go up.
Everything. The other thing is this, guys. Because of all these prices going up, you have an energy crisis, basically. Not enough oil. And I'm going to show you what this does. But Iran did something really smart, because, Amir, you were talking about maybe they're all going to get together because they have to. Well, Iran tells non-hostile ships they can go through the Strait of Hormuz. So this is interesting, because mainstream media is saying, at least Western mainstream media is saying, Strait of Hormuz is closed, but it's not closed. It's open. And how do you get there? Let me show you.
It's closed for you.
It's closed for you.
Closed
But
for you.
It's not closed.
Finally, they're showing something relevant in the news in Europe. It's closed for you.
Yeah, it's closed for you. Right? So, yeah, they're right. It is closed to Westerners. But watch this. Now, this is where it's going to get scary.
Trust me, for Putin, it's not closed, bro.
No, it's not. Of course not. I'm going to show you something. Payments is $2 million per voyage. So watch this. Judah, the clothes that you were looking at Kalverstraat, buying Kalverstraat, you know, the Porsche you want, because the tires and all the technology is coming from here, right? So it goes on, it comes through these ships. So you have a 500% interest on premium. Gas prices have skyrocketed. You got to hire military crew. You got to pay the captain a lot more money, the crew a lot more money, and you got to pay a $2 million tariff to Iran. But that's why everything is skyrocketing, right? This is why we have massive inflation.
You know what he's gonna do, bro? He's gonna use that as an excuse, and he's gonna go into Greenland and Venezuela and Greenland are gonna get it.
This in Soul Economy. Let me see if I have that. Hold on.
I
read an
Europe
article.
is also getting hit harder because Europe doesn't produce anything, right?
It's all went green. It was the Green New scam. It drives me nuts. Iran's gonna pocket $100 billion from Hormuz, but watch this. This is not what I want to get to. This is what I want to show you. This is where it gets
$100 billion that will go for humanitarian rights and for green stuff, right?
Right. Yes.
So all that lack of decision making.
Hold on. This is about to get. What you want to see an implosion? Watch this. Boom. So you can go through the Strait of Hormuz as long as you're not Western, and you have to pay $2 million. But the $2 million is paid not in American dollars. It's for Chinese yuan. And Russia, you could buy Russian oil for rubles or Chinese yuan. You could buy Iranian oil.
Wait, but wasn't there a sanction on ruble? Oh.
Whoa! Oh, yeah, right. That works. They have their own system. It's like that.
So now that system that was blacklisted a few years ago, now you're going back to that system and knocking on its door and saying, hey, can I use you a little bit?
Okay, so here we go. Watch this. So they were blocked out of the SWIFT system, right? So you know what they did? This is brilliant, man. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm telling you this is brilliant. They said, we'll just make our own system. And look, remember our Indian friend, the guy who made the deal with Trump? Yeah, I love this guy, man.
This guy. One second
man.
He's here and 1 second he's with BB.
He sits on both sides of the fence, but they between them are trading oil, petroleum, not in dollars, American dollars, in yuan and rubles, and eventually it's going to go to the BRICS system. So what exactly has happened in America? Well, this is where I want to talk about predicting kind of what's going to happen maybe tonight, and then Judah, I want to get your take on the markets. Diesel prices spiked. Oh, in California, $7. I saw that yesterday. I wish I grabbed a picture of it per gallon. Now, how's everybody else doing? Remember, U.S. imposed sanctions on Russia and India, and well, how did that work out? Well, let's take a look. On the left-hand side, 11% spike in 1 month. And Russia and India, nothing. Nothing. Do you think they give a rip? No. And the only thing that gives the American dollar power is that it is tied to oil. That is the only thing that gives it so much power.
For now.
For now. So now let me get out of here. What else is this impacting because of the price of gas? It's this. So, I'm just going to order online, right? Well, that costs more too now. This is in 1 month, 25% increase. Yo, that's crazy, man. Crazy. Now,
that's why it's so crazy. Oh my God.
Then we go to my favorite. This is I love this. This is absolutely amazing. Here we go. You got till April 6th, 8 p.m. after the markets close. Otherwise, we are going to blow up power grids. Now, I'm not an expert in geopolitics and, treaties, but I'm pretty sure that's a war crime when you bomb the energy centers. I'm not sure. We may want to check that out.
He's going to bomb the whole energy centers, bro. Iran is going to be blacked out, probably.
So here's my point in all of this is I think we're in a perfect storm.
Great time to buy, huh?
Oh, yeah. So we're going to talk about what survives this. Real estate, gold,
silver,
and crypto.
Yeah.
And crypto. And out of all of them, crypto is the easiest to transport because it's just a number in your head.
Yep. And you just got to remember those 12 keywords, and it's not registered anywhere or whatever. So you just have it, access it to all times. You just got to be plugged into the internet and you're good to go.
Gold, people are jumping into gold. They used to buy bonds and treasuries. Not anymore. Why? Because, well, if they're already trading 20% of the oil in Chinese yuan, and then don't forget, everything's coming out of Russia. You can only buy the oil in rubles or yuan.
And they're backed by gold.
And they're backed by gold, exactly. And they're backed by gold. That's why they bought so much gold.
Yep, the one that you were just talking about on the Strait of Hormuz, that is backed by gold.
That's right, backed by gold. So, I think here's my prediction, and I like to get into the markets. Here's my prediction. You got midterm elections in the United States, which is a big deal. Trump is going to have a lot of pressure to come out of this war for many reasons. One, because of the elections. Two, because of the financial pressure in the United States. He's losing people's confidence and they're not approving of him because the gas prices are soaring. And they want to, there's a lot of problems in America that they want fixed. The other thing is you have European pressures saying Europe's in a chokehold, and they're not going to help. They already said we're not going to help Trump. We're not going to help this. So I foresee Trump claiming victory tonight, saying he has. I'm serious, claiming victory, right? And that he's in good negotiation, and they're going to start pulling out. And that I think. He's going to talk about if he says that, markets skyrocket, right? No. Everything pumps.
But why did they send more militaries?
Okay, that's the thing.
That's
but
the
if he says boots on the ground, right? If he says boots on the ground, just sell it all, man. just sell everything. And tonight, 8 p.m. 9 p.m. Eastern. Now, let me show you the chart. And Judah, I'm going to let you come in because you are the chart guy.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. So let me show you what I got here, Judah.
Yeah, show me.
Last time we were here, Judah was here. He said short this. He said long this. He said short this. He said long this. And then I saw a pattern. And here, this is the daily. This is where we are right now. And if Trump says that they are disengaging, it's ending in a few weeks, I see it coming up here, 72, 73, right? You can have, I think it's a bull trap, right? I think people are going to get overexcited because the truth is the economy is going to experience the impact of this all the way into the summer. There's no doubt about it. Even if it
And there's a
stops
little
today.
bit more time. It's still we're still only in April, so we've got like 3 months till then. So we can still chop sideways for the next month or two.
Yeah.
Easy. That's what I was saying too to you.
So you want to bring up your chart, Judah? You have your charts open?
Yeah, let me try to share my screen.
You guys are about, by the way, like and share. 17-year-old prodigy, we call him the technician, opening up his charts again for the first time in 2 weeks after taking exams for shit he'll never have to use again in his life.
Yeah.
Just thank the educational system for teaching my son things he's never going to use.
Yes, you will.
Thank you. Awesome. All right, what do you got here, Judah? Show us.
That's Bitcoin. Well, yeah. Oh. This is actually very interesting. In my opinion, this is a triangle. It's a classic compression pattern, right?
Right.
Yeah, so this is the weekly, let's get this out of here. This is the weekly time frame, so every candle is a week of price action. And this is just perfectly, this triangle is working out perfectly. Here, we bounce, and we bounce. So there's clearly something here. This is the trend line going up. There's also clearly a trend line going down, and we're starting to squeeze in this triangle, and I don't know if it's gonna break up or down, but what I do know is, hey, we still have a lot of time left before the Bitcoin bear market bottom should come in. We have a lot of time left. It's April, and the bottom, we expect the bottom to come in like late summer, or maybe even September, October, something like that.
I was calling October.
Yeah.
I was saying 39,000 in October.
Yeah, me too. So there's a lot of time
I
left.
think probably in June we're gonna see 45 or something like that.
Yeah.
June, July, maybe we're gonna start seeing 45. Then I think it will chop sideways for another month and then another boom. Because remember, every time that it drops, it's a matter of a day or two or like a few days. And like these are weekly candles, right? So all this massive drop, this was 3 weeks, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
I think this is a trap. I think markets are gonna pump on the news today from Trump. I think that's gonna be forced to do that. But at the end of the day, it's gonna be short-lived and it's gonna come back down.
Yeah, it's coming down. On the long term, it's coming down 100%. There's no doubt. It just historically, if you look at the patterns, it's coming down. But also what's interesting is, this is 4 bars. So in about 4 weeks, this triangle should come to an end. Like, it could also, of course, be a fake out, because you also need to remember, we can also see this as just a range, right? Like this.
Right. So what's the range over there at this time?
Yeah, the range, this is the range right here. The vertical line, this is the range. So between 77, yeah, I would maybe say it's a little bit lower. 67,000 to 60,000 is currently the range we're in. It's a pretty big range, but in that range, we have a triangle forming. So we're actually in a big range, and we got a triangle forming at the same time. So it's very interesting. So that's why I maybe think, hey, this triangle could be just for show. It could be to fake people out to the upside, to the downside. Like, this was kind of a fake out right here. A lot of people thought we were going higher. But
would you put sell orders, for example, if it goes up?
If it goes up in a triangle, let's say I don't trade triangles that much, unless I see a clear pump and retest.
That's why I was saying. It's like, you think it okay? So you think it might have a breakthrough from on the uptrend?
Yeah, right now I really don't know. It depends on what is going on in the world. But what I do know is that I want to short around 67,000 and I want to long around 60,000. That's what I 100% do know. And just be careful with the triangle trading, right? Because a lot of times when you come down to the triangle, like for example here, a lot of people here, this is super strong reaction here, strong reaction. The same goes for here. It's almost,
Big wick.
yeah, big wicks,
Going
mega
all
big
the way
wicks.
down.
This was just a mega fake out, in my opinion. So yeah, and where there's also a lot of important targets what we can hit, of course, if we draw this Fibonacci.
How
from
does the
high.
daily candles look at this point with this triangle when we zoom in?
Yeah, the daily time frame looks.
Okay. Can I show you my daily?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, it looks nice. It looks like we're gonna go up a little bit.
Here's my daily. I want to show this is the heat map. One moment. Okay, so here's our channel, right? This is it right here. This is the daily. You see this, Judah?
Yeah.
So it can very easily pump up here over in April, right? I'm talking about the next few weeks, right?
Yeah.
If it comes here, I am shorting it.
Anyone that's watching right now, this call,
Right here.
might as well feel free. If you're using a demo account and you're just starting off, or if you're using real money, start very small. We're going to be putting sell orders in that area, right? So
Yeah.
if it takes it a day, if it takes it a week, another few days, if I don't know, if Trump all of a sudden, whatever, we're preparing to short from 76,000. So you can take yourself a zone at around 76,000, 78,000, put a few sell orders there with small, make sure to do, everyone out there has their own risk management, but 76 to 78 is a wonderful sell zone
Well, yeah,
with Bitcoin.
I'll tell you as a professional entertainer that here was Friday. We said, if it hits 65, take the long. We took the
Yes.
long and we said, it's going to come up here and you would have made a great profit. I'm saying now,
Let's wait.
Let's wait because you don't know what Trump's going to say. You don't know, right? He's
Now,
saying
for those who are asking, why wouldn't you open a buy right now? If you're saying that, hey, maybe there's a sell.
too risky.
One, it's too risky. Two, remember, if I'm opening a trade, I'm starting to pay the exchange commission. So I don't want to why would I pay for no reason? You have to be smart when you trade, not only just gamble like that, right? So you want to put these sell orders and let the market play its moves. Once it touches your sell zone, it's going to initiate that, it's going to execute it by itself, and then you just got to watch it. Put your stop losses, take profits. We talk about these things in the course, right? We break it down. So make sure to click on the link below, tune into that as well, so that you can literally take this wonderful entertainment, right? And just enjoy with it and learn how to just use it on your own, because you can do it. It's not a, it's a practice thing.
The
Here's
only
the-
except-
What's the liquidity map saying over there? Yesterday it was,
We took it all out. We took the bottom out here at 65, 66. What were you gonna say, Judah?
No, the only exception is if you buy at support, right? So then
Yeah.
a lot, the risk isn't that as much. Like you can just put your stop loss under the wick or under a low or
Oh.
underneath support level, right?
Right, exactly. So you could look. You could, if you wanted to. If you wanted to bet, I wouldn't bet. But let's say it comes up here. It's then going to retest this, right? And then it's either going to go up and grab this, or it's going to come crashing.
or you're gonna miss,
through.
exactly, or you're gonna miss, because remember, we're in a bear market. So
But either way, it's coming. Even if it comes up here, it's still going down. So our plan, Judah, you're into arbitrage trading with us, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So Judah's got arbitrage trading. Our plan, Judah's in it, Amir's in it. We as CryptoCrush, our plan is we are using arbitrage, and you can click the link below to get started, but we're getting about 1%, 1.5% per day, and we're compounding it every day, and we're getting paid out in the coin and we are dollar cost averaging because that 1% that we make, you could take out.
If you join now, you're right in time because we're going to do it for 3 months. We're going to give it about 3-4 months. And once Bitcoin drops below 55,000, we are going to start dollar cost averaging, right? So if we're compounding until then, and if you don't know what is compounding, again, make sure to join us on YouTube, subscribe to YouTube channels because we break it down, right? But if we were going to take advantage of this compound effect that ArbCore is giving us, we're going to let Bitcoin, as I said, we're going to let the market ride it out. We're going to compound on that USDT for now, or whatever coin that we're using. And then once Bitcoin reaches that 55, we're going to start cashing out from there, moving the money there. You know, we just got to keep on moving because that's how money works. That's just how it works.
Exactly. Right? You could even make a case to compound till October and then start dollar cost.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. And then we're going to 3x it. But I'm curious, Judah, how long have you been using the arbitrage program for?
Like a short week, maybe.
What's your experience? Do you like it?
Yeah, I like it better than Filtrixa.
Okay. Why is that? Why is that?
Yeah. Yeah, just more money.
More money. You made more money.
Yeah.
That's
the comment that we're hearing lately a lot in the community.
But is it easier?
Oh, it's super easy to use. Like you can see every day how much profit you get, and I think it's also very clear. You can find everything very easily, and you know where your money is. So yeah.
Right. So Judah, last night I finished my day. I just did a 12-hour day, right? Amir, you know the kind of days we have.
Yeah.
I come in and Judah wants a full detailed explanation of arbitrage. I just took him to his phone. I said, "You see the FAQ there?" And it answers all his questions, right? And so we like it very much. Judah likes it very much. Judah, you're also still in Viltrix. You're also in WeFi. You're in WeFi mining. You're in AI trading, and you're in arbitrage, and you trade as well.
Yeah.
So the other thing is, I had a couple of people ask me about the Viltrixa staking program. It is live, but we are waiting, friends. We are waiting for it. We're waiting for a couple of weeks before we introduce that. Right now, Dubai is going through a lot of bombing, and we want to take the pressure off of the team so they can focus on automating everything in the Viltrixa AI. But we are very much for Viltrixa, very much for the staking program, looking forward to unveiling that. They have a whole debit card that's working right now as well. Not theory, it's actually working. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, next 3 weeks, before we get to the staking, get into arbitrage, get your 1 to 3% per day, compound it, and there are people that are taking profits from Viltrixa, moving it into arbitrage. You can also do that. Smart move. We've done it for several people.
Because that's what we're doing. As I've said, anyone who's been with us for a while at CryptoCrush, we like to move, right? Some people might look from the outside and say, "Hey guys, you guys are moving fast." No, we're not moving fast.
No, we're not.
We're moving efficiently.
We're moving whatever is required. We're kind of
again, this is high risk, high reward market. So when you enter at your own risk, right? But we love this market. We love navigating in this market, and anyone who wants to navigate in this market and needs a strong community, that's what we love doing. We just love doing this together and sharing experience, sharing knowledge and mistakes as well. When you make a mistake, you want to share it with your friends so it doesn't happen again, and that way you can elevate and improve over time, right? That's how we find our core.
Exactly.
That's how we find all these wonderful products that are.
Okay, real quick. Markets open in 55 minutes. What do you think Bitcoin's going to do, Judah, today?
Today, we probably see maybe a slight bump because we have a momentum going up, right?
Yeah, I see a pump happening. I see a pump happening too. Amir, what are your thoughts?
I think a pump, and I think also gold is going to continue pumping.
I think gold is going to continue pumping as well. Is Trump going to say, let's put some other predictions out there. Will Trump say he is de-escalating, or is he putting boots on the ground? Amir, what are your thoughts?
Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground. I'm going to say he's going to de-escalate.
Yeah, me too, de-escalate. And he's probably going to say something about NATO.
Yeah, he's probably going to say.
Oh, yeah.
He's probably going to leave. Maybe he might leave.
He likes to smack around a little bit. He loves smacking around a little bit. I gave you so much money all these years. Nothing is happening with it. You know? But again, I said that to Steven as well. People watching this, people who are comparing boots on the ground nowadays to boots on the ground Iraq, boots on the ground Vietnam, yes, boots on the ground is horrible. Casualties are horrible, 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 and they happen. But the technology these days was a game changer. All right, technology today is game changer.
So what you mean by that?
This.
You were telling me how drones just fly into houses and take the people out.
Yeah,
fly out.
yeah, man.
So you have to send people in.
At the end, bottom line, the world has been showing, like, right, America and Europe and Israel, and we've been showing that the good side doesn't harm casualties as much as, like, we try to do that as less as possible. 1-to-1 ratio, it's unheard of in the world. It's amazing, right? On the other side, and again, for those who are watching, risking, not harming civilian casualties on the other side, meaning that you need to risk your own people, right? So America, Europe, and Israel are doing that, yeah? The other side, not really doing that, right? So to me, that's the war, right? That side versus that side. The side that doesn't mind to wipe out the community, right? Russia, we've seen the war with Ukraine. It's not really playing fair, right? So I look at that. Now, when we're looking at technology, the Venezuela thing, when they took the president out, the people, the security there was saying this was like out of space stuff. Like all of a sudden, all the lights were out, 200 lights on the sky. Nothing works. Your phone doesn't work. Nothing works, bro. Habibi, there is drones in the sky. You cannot do this. Nothing works, right? All of a sudden, we take this for granted, but I'm telling you, anyone watching this, turn off your electricity at home. Turn off your phone for an hour. I dare you. You'll see how you're panicking. If you can't reach out your son or your daughter, like, Steve, when me and you were kids, right? So we have a difference between me and you as well, but when I was a kid, we didn't have phones as well. Our parents used to send us out just like that, right? Nowadays,
no, the way my father called me, or my mother, she would lean out the window and scream my name, dinner.
And hopefully,
yeah, and maybe I heard it. Maybe I heard it.
Maybe you fell in the forest and broke a leg or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I was in the city, but or my father would go.
Worse.
My father would walk like 4 or 5 blocks to go find me. Kicking.
That's what I'm saying.
Around.
Worse. That's in the forest. Like in my case, you took the motorcycle, broke your leg somewhere, and whatever. And your kids like finding you in some. Oh my Lord. So we got to understand that times have changed, and technology allows us to do much more things, and to just go in. 10,000 soldiers will do what 100,000 soldiers or 200,000 soldiers would have done 20 years ago. Okay,
yeah,
that is
I agree
a
with
big
that.
meaning. The satellites above the sky are Elon Musk's. Everything is Starlink. You can see everything.
Which is why we love buying Tesla stock, which is on sale.
In my opinion, by the way, opinion, Elon Musk, in my opinion, yes, he took a step back from Trump, but that's like part of their game, man. I think they're still shaking hands, and I think they're still very, very close, but they have to show that they are not together, because he's controlling the sky. He's controlling everything, the technology and everything. So if you want internet today in Iran, you have to buy Starlink plate, which means that you have to give eyes to the United States inside Iran, right?
Okay, I will tell you this. Let me show the screen. I love Tesla. I'll tell you why. Tesla, unlike Amazon, unlike Google, who has to buy nuclear reactors, Tesla's making their own energy. 1, 2, they've got their own grid. 3, they own the satellite space above us. They own it all. 8,000, I think, 8,000 satellites up there. Starlink rules, man. So you're getting it at a real discount here.
They're providing the satellites to military.
No, but to normal people too. Like
normal people is like peanuts, bro. Normal people is peanuts compared to what you have to do when you provide service to the military, because you have to encrypt and you have to encrypt and hard.
These guys are making energy. They have the connections. They play with everybody, right? They play with everybody. They are not, even though he's friends with Trump, he's not friends with Putin, not friends with the Chinese.
No, he's American. He has the American vision first.
Yeah, but he relies on so much of their production there. So I like Tesla. Like him or not, the guy's a genius. He's literally creating his own power grid. He is literally creating power, right? So Google, Facebook, Microsoft have to go buy power. Who are they buying it from? Him. If they're not buying nuclear reactors, that's what they're trying to do, power AI, right? And cloud storage. He already has it. So the problem with AI and clouds and data storage is you need to cool them down, right? So you need water, you need space.
Yeah, they have these massive pools.
But Elon Musk threw it all in space. It's powered by solar and it's cold. There's no heating, there's no cooling required. Like this guy, watch what happens in 10 years. This guy is the Rockefeller of the new age, man.
That's what I'm saying.
He runs it.
Boots on the ground these days doesn't mean boots on the ground what it meant many years ago. And if boots on the ground are happening over there, I'm telling you,
drones on the ground.
I don't know what's. We might see some very big moves. And there's an interview from, I'm sure that many saw it, an interview from Trump many years ago where he says, oh, why don't we just go to Iran and take a part of their oil? He might do that, bro. He might do that. And if boots on the ground
that would be interesting to see. Then what happens with the market?
If he does that, oh boy, if that happens, oh, China,
yeah. But then they get involved. China, Russia get involved.
No, they're not.
You don't think so?
They're not. No, they're not.
No,
they're not. No.
Okay, so Amir's saying boots on the ground, and he's going to take
oil.
No,
they're not going to mess. If they join, then you know what that means. The UN joins. Oh, don't worry.
Dude, does any of this sound exciting to you, or you're like,
God bless?
Yes, I want
America.
Arbitrage, man. Give me arbitrage.
God bless his America, man. God bless his America.
Yeah, we have a. That's right. If you're new to the channel, Israel and America. Our joke is Israel's the 51st state. So, all right, friends, be safe. Get started arbitrage, and let's find out what happens tonight. Get in the call tomorrow so we can review our predictions. God bless you guys. See y'all tomorrow.